Okay, this is a test of the Anker. I'm getting a notification on. Okay. Alright. So you can't run the AnkerWorks software at the same time as you're running OBS, but all the settings, it doesn't appear that there is a setting to auto adjust. Everything down the line was at 50%, but you can see how things darken up in the background and they get lighter. The other interesting thing is the self view that I'm getting in OBS while connected to this camera is super delayed. So it's about a second and a half delay. So anyway, this is a microphone test and this is a low light test. I'm about 2.5 feet away from the microphone, and this is the Anker PowerConf200 camera. Okay, this is a test of the microphone capabilities and low light capabilities of the Cisco Webex Desk Camera 4K. There is automated settings for white balance apparently. You can see how the color's changing. This one's looking pretty grainy. Anyway, that is just a test of the microphones and its capture quality and how it handles this low light situation. Okay, this is the test of the Elgato Facecam. There are no microphones on board, so I'm using the microphone of my laptop. This is just low light handling. Everything is set to auto adjust. So this is what you get. And just for the heck of it, I am going to open the Camera Hub software. And automatic exposure is on. There, I turned it off. White balance is automatic. There's white balance not automatic. Noise reduction is off. There, noise reduction is on. So contrast, saturation, contrast is at 30%. Just messing with that a little bit. Let's turn the exposure back off and turn the ISO up. And so there you can get a pretty good idea. All I did, white balance is still set to auto. But I bumped the ISO up to, right now it's at 1496. And we'll switch that back to auto. And so that's that test. Okay, this is the Logitech Brio microphone and low light test. So I've only got one small light off in the corner. Everything in the Logitune app is set to auto. So I have auto exposure, auto white balance, and it's doing a pretty good job, at least from the self view here. And this is also just a test of the onboard microphone. I am about 2.5 feet away from the camera. This is the Poly P5 low light and microphone test. I'm about 2.5 feet away from the camera and its microphones. Since the P5 has an issue with OBS and running the PolyLens software at the same time as OBS causes a lot of problems. I can't tell you what the settings are as far as auto adjustment, but it is at the default settings of this camera. So I'll just check to see. Yeah, you can tell it's doing an auto adjustment. So anyway, this is just a test of the low light capabilities, and microphone. This is a low light test and microphone test for the Razer Kiyo Pro. One thing that you'll notice right off the bat is how much bow there is on my TV and on the bookshelf back there. Everything was set to default levels. There is auto white balance that is turned on, but everything else is, all the other settings are right down the middle at 128. This has HDR enabled and dark room. There's a setting for dark room or light room. It's set to dark room. So this is just an idea of what it looks like. Let me see if I can, I'm not sure if I can fire up the Razer Synapse software. Yes, I can, but I cannot access any of the settings. I can view the settings, but I can't do any adjustment while in OBS. So autofocus is on and set to passive. HDR is on and set to darkroom. The field of view is set to wide. Brightness, contrast, saturation all set to 128, and white balance is auto. I can't access advanced settings, and that's it. So anyway, that was a microphone and low light test.